In this tutorial video, we're going to go through how to use text regions in EasyCarve. In this tutorial video, I'm going to use the Award 7 background as our example, and I have already selected this layout for it. So as you can see with this layout, we have two regions which we can add either a model or text to, and we also have a region here, region 1, that is text only. The reason this is text only is that the text is on a curve, so any regions that are placed on a curve will be text only, and you will only be able to enter text into these regions. So first we're going to select region 1 and apply text to here. So we can either select the plus option here, or we can click on the region here. So as you can see now, we can see the text options and we can apply text to this region. And to add the text, we would need to select the box underneath the region we have selected and enter the text we want. Now there are a few different options for the text. You can see here that we have the option to change the font underneath where we have entered the text, and you would just need to click on this and it will show a drop down menu of the fonts that are available. But as you can see, this option is also on the left as well, where we can see font here, and at the top, it will show us the font we are currently using, and underneath we can see the list of fonts available that we can select from. To change the font, we would either need to select it from this drop down menu here, and this will update the left hand menu as well, or we can scroll through the list here and then select the font we want to use. And again, this has updated the font shown here and the font underneath the text as well. Now you can see here we have a couple of other options next to the font, which is the option to make the font bold or the font italic. And you can see that we also have the font style options below the font on the left hand side as well. Now you may find when you select some of the fonts that some of the font styles are grayed out. This means you would not be able to use that font style with the font you have selected. So I'm going to go back to the Merriweather font and I'm going to make the font italic because I quite like how that looks on the slant and curve the font is on. And you can see here that we also have some more additional options on the left here as well. So if we zoom in to the model again, you can see here that we have a text height option, and by moving this slider up and down, we can see that the font we have created is changing size. And if we want to go back to the default text size for this region, we can press this option here and this will reset the text height to the default size. So I will want to make the text slightly smaller, so I'm just going to use the slide bar here. I'm going to slide it down so it makes the text the size that I want, and I'm quite happy with this. So the next option we can see is the text alignment. So these options will allow you to change the placement of the text in the region. If we select this option here, it will move the text to the left of the region we have selected. If we select this option here, it will move the text to the right of the region we have selected. And if we select the center option, it will move the text to the center of the region. And then underneath you can see these options, which if we select this option, it will push the text to the top of the region. This option will push the text to the bottom of the region, and again this option will place the text in the center. Now I would quite like the text in the center of this region, so I'm going to select these two options here. Now a couple of other options that are at the top of the left hand menu here that we didn't go through previously was the option to rotate and mirror. So you can use the rotate option here to rotate the text, which for text that is on a curve, this will rotate it 180 degrees, or you can mirror it, which will mirror the text. I'm happy with the text that we have entered, so we can click now to the back to layout option here to go to the original layout options. Now I'd also like to add text to this region here, but as this region can be a model or text, we would need to select that we want to add text to this region. So again, we can select in the region and select the add text option here, or we can come up here and select the plus option on region 2 and use the add text option here. And again, we'd want to enter the text into the box below the region we have selected. Pressing the enter key on the keyboard will start a new line of text, so you're able to have multiple lines of text in a region like this. Please note, for text only regions, as they are on a curve, these will only be able to have a single line of text entered into them. And again, we've got the option to change the font. So I'd quite like to change it to the same font that we have for the other part of our project. And I'm actually going to make this bold this time. And I quite like how that is looking currently. And now we can go down the settings that we just went through on the left for this text here as well. As I said, we've already selected the font we want and the font styles with the options by the text box. But again, we could also change that here as well. And again, we have the text height option here. So I might make this slightly larger, but I'm happy with that. Now you can see we have an additional option here. As we have multiple lines of text in this region, we now have the option to set a line spacing. So by using this slider, we can make the line spacing between each line of text smaller or larger, depending on what we want. So for me, I think I want to make it slightly smaller than what we had originally, but I'm very happy with that. And again, we have the text alignment, so we can push the text to the left or right of the region. But again, I would like this to be centered, but I think I want to place this to the top of the region instead. And again, we can go back to the layout here. You can always go back and edit the text if you don't like it after you have entered it. So again, I'm looking at this and actually I wish I'd centered it and instead of placing it to the top of the region. So I can just click on this region and we can see that the options will become available again. And I can go back to the text alignment and center it. If you select a different text region on the model when editing the text, it will then select this text region instead and allow you to edit this section of the layout without having to go back to the original layout page. So for example, if we decided we wanted this to be bold as well, we can click that, and I quite like that because it matches the other text that we have entered. And now we can go back to the layout. I hope you found this tutorial video helpful going through text regions in Easy Carve and the different settings for the text.